It's time to start thinking about getting your mind right at this point in the cycle. Let's jump right on into it. All right, guys, so Kaspa is sitting at a price of 16.87 cents, down 1% for the day. We had a pretty good little pump for altcoins over the weekend, and we are now slowly coming back down, it seems, again. But that is to be expected. I think we have probably another month or so, maybe two, of sideways action where we just bounce around, and it's going to be boring. But nonetheless, still a good DCA area. I don't think we're going to see these prices for all that much longer. I think by Q4 of this year, we are going to get our next leg up, and then you can kiss these prices goodbye, I think. So what I want to talk about today, though, is how to prepare your mind right now before things get crazy, so that when things do get crazy, you are in the right mindset and you are prepared for profit taking, and you are prepared for all of the craziness that's going to come over the next 6 to 12 months. I think it's probably time at this point of the cycle to stop doing the math in your head about, if I have this many coins of this insert project, then if it hits this price, then I will make $1 million, or I will make $100,000, or I will make this, or I will make that. It's a fun game to play, and it gives you a lot of hope, right, for the future. But in my opinion, I think at this point in the cycle, that might lead to a negative scenario later on, because, let me explain. When you've got a set number in your head about this, I know, or I think it's going to hit this price, and then I'm going to have, let's just call it $1 million in my portfolio of this coin alone. If it never makes it to that number, then one, you're going to be disappointed, and two, you might actually keep holding the coin and not taking profits and not selling until it's too late and we're already headed back down into a bear market, because your mind is not right and your mind is not groomed correctly in order to get exact numbers out of your head and just worry about where we are in the cycle. And when we get to a point where things are getting overheated and metrics are showing us that we might be hitting the top of the current cycle, then you are not looking at, oh, well, I thought this should have been at this number and I'm going to hold on to it until it is. No. You need to react accordingly when that starts to happen. It doesn't matter what number or what price your projects are, whether you thought they would be in that range or not. Maybe they're a lot higher, maybe they're a lot lower. You need to react to where we are in the cycle and possibly Bitcoin's price. I wouldn't worry about any altcoin prices because those are a lot harder to predict. So when it's all said and done, I think that Bitcoin is going to hit roughly around $140,000 to $150,000. Now, a lot of you guys might think that that is a bearish prediction, but let me caution you to what everybody was saying last cycle, where it had to hit $100,000. It was guaranteed, and we got cut short at 69,000. So everybody, when the market starts to get heated again, is going to be calling for $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 Bitcoin. And I guarantee you that a lot of people are going to continue to hold on to their bags because they're going to believe everybody that's telling them that. And it's going to be a lot of voices from people that you listen to currently and you probably respect and trust are going to be telling you that. And I would caution very heavily on, when everybody is telling you one thing, it's probably not going to happen. And that is case in point from last cycle with the $100,000 price mark. So circling back to getting your mind right, I would highly recommend people to stop worrying about and stop doing the math in their head about how much profit you are going to have if a coin hits a certain price. Because I think that that in the long run is going to hinder you from wanting to sell if your project has not hit that total price yet. So I'm going to reiterate again that taking profits is by far the hardest thing that anybody who invests in crypto has to do. And it seems like it's going to be easy, right? Because your portfolio is going to be so large that you're like, oh, I'm going to start taking profits. But you're going to see when the time comes that you just continue to think that it's going to go up again and up again and up again. And that is where the mental portion of this needs to come in. When the time frame is right and the portion of the cycle that we are in is screaming at us that this might be the top, and we're falling in the window of when tops usually occur in the cycle, then the price at which your portfolio is sitting at doesn't matter. You need to start taking profits if you haven't already. And best case scenario, you start taking profits even a little bit before that, so that you kind of are again programming your mind that it's okay to take some profits. Put them in stable coins or put them in your bank account and continue to watch the market and then take some more profits as the price goes up a little bit more. Again, I will be letting you guys know when I feel that this time is here, when I feel that the market is topping, when I feel that Bitcoin has potentially reached its rough peak price of the cycle. And don't just listen to me either, because I could be wrong. It's good to listen to, again, I'll reiterate, a lot of different voices and kind of digest everything that you hear and kind of come up with your own perspective on what's going to happen. Just remember that when everybody starts screaming that it's inevitable that Bitcoin goes to 200,000, 300,000, 500,000, then you've got to be very cautious about that and know that it's probably going to not go that high. It's probably going to top out under those predictions from those people. So what you should be doing right now, in my opinion, and what I am doing right now, is I'm still accumulating because we haven't hit that next leg up. Once we do, which I think will be Q4-ish of this year, then I'm probably done buying at that point. I'm going to accumulate as much as I can up until Q4 until we get that next leg up and we see that next leg up. And then I'm probably done buying. And at that point, I'm going to be watching the market very closely. I'm not going to do any math in my head. I don't care what the final numbers might be. You know, I'm not going to sell until Kaspa hits a $6 per coin mark, because it may not. And if we're sitting in the heat of the bull run and I feel like the market is about to top out, Bitcoin looks like it's about to top out, then I'm going to sell my holdings, right? I'm going to already be up in a hell of a lot of profit. Maybe it hits the mark that I think it's going to hit. Maybe it doesn't. But I would rather be safe and sell my crypto a little bit before the peak of the market than wait and have hope and have a blind vision of what's happening right now and end up writing my profits all the way back down into the bear market, which I'm telling you right now, a lot of people are going to do, and it is not a good feeling at all, because you see your portfolio when you're sitting at the top, and when you're at the bottom, it feels like you are damn broke. Because you kind of are. Everything's going to go down 90%, roughly. So some a little more, some a little less. So right now, get your mind right. Train your brain right now that it is okay to sell some of your crypto. It is okay to take some profits. It is okay if you sell a little bit of your profits before it hits a price target that you, in your mind, are waiting for. And if you are waiting for a certain price target, get that out of your mind right now, because all it's going to do is hinder you. Some might get lucky, right? But it's going to hinder the vast majority of people to hold on to their bags potentially way too long. And I'm telling you right now, that is a very, very, very bad recipe for writing your portfolio back down into the bear market. So get your mind right now, train your brain that it's okay to take profits, train your brain that there isn't a certain price that you're looking for. You're just looking for a window when the market's overheated, once we've had a parabolic stretch, and then you're going to start moving your profits into stable coins and then into your bank account as you please. So start now before the parabolic part of the bull run starts, and then you will have a massive edge on the vast majority of people who are not going to be mentally ready for taking profits. And it's very important because right now you might be thinking, it's not going to be difficult to sell my crypto. Trust me, it's going to be very difficult. Whether you think it is or not, it is the hardest thing to do. Buying in the bear market, in the depth of the bear market, is so much easier for the majority of people than it is selling at the top because you think it's just going to keep going. That's what everybody is wired to when they feel the euphoria. They just want to keep that feeling going and get the next 2x, the next 4x, the next 10x. And at a certain point in time, those X's aren't going to come anymore. All you're going to get is X's going the other direction. And so if there's one thing that I can hammer into everybody right now, have a strategy, stick to your strategy, and prepare your mind, starting right now, to be okay and to convince yourself that taking profits is a good thing, and I don't need to wait until a certain price point. I don't need to do all the math in my head and give myself hopium numbers that may or may not ever come, right? So start doing that now, and I promise you things will be easier when the time comes, and you're going to be a lot happier, because what's going to happen is it's going to be a little tough to sell. You're going to feel bad about it, but once the bear market comes, you're going to look back and be like, that was almost on point, right? Nobody's going to hit the exact top, but you're going to make it close to the top. And when you look back, you're going to be like, man, I am a savage, and I did a damn good job, and now I'm rich. Because I was able to take profits and I prepared myself and I had a strategy and I stuck to my strategy all the way through, right? Never, ever, ever broke from my strategy. And that's why the mind is more important than anything else in this space. So in the meantime, guys, continue to pack your damn bags before it's too late. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.